So my next guest is coming in from the amazing Besos, which they say kitchen and cocktails, but Besos has got everything. It's a beautiful, beautiful place, and I have to welcome in Chef Joe if he's ready to join us here. Actually, I'm going to line this up before the chef comes in, then we have covered. Oh, look at this. All right, so this I put a picture out on it, so I'm already excited that he's brought this in.
Fantastic.
I'm going to do that like this.
Cool.
Wonderful. Ah, we got something different here.
Vino. Got some refusions from our bar program.
What is this now? It's
That
refusion?
is a rosemary vodka.
Look at that. I got this growing in my garden. I could do this.
We
Look
have
at
some
this.
bitters. We have some shrubs.
Whoa. All right, we got a few things to talk about.
Yes.
So, first of all, I have to give a shout out to your colleague, Dana.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
Dana was fantastic. So if you're watching, I'm not going to embarrass you, but I'm just going to say you were absolutely fantastic. Thank you for working with me, and thank you for getting the chef here. I greatly appreciate it. All right, so I'm not going to get out of step here because I'm still overwhelmed, but we're going to start with food again. So,
Absolutely.
Chef, tell me what you brought here, because this is one of the things I posted, and I was talking to Dana while I saw it on, I think it was your Facebook page.
Yes, our Facebook page posted it yesterday.
Yeah, so tell me about this.
So this is a couple of new items from our fall menu. So we have our porchetta. So our porchetta is a traditional Roman dish. It's usually made with a whole suckling pig in Rome.
Yep.
It's more of a street food, so they spit roast it, and they carve it for sandwiches. So here, obviously I'm not going to do a whole suckling pig in the restaurant, which I would love to do, but I mean, so we take a pork belly and we cure that for a couple of days with fennel and lemon zest and garlic and aromatics. And we take a pork loin, we also brine that. So it's a wet brine, dry cure. And then we marry them together after a couple days. We let that sit overnight.
So this is a little bit of work on this dish.
A lot of work. Takes 4 to 5 days to complete it. So you really have to think ahead with this one. We let it sit overnight so the skin kind of dries out. Then we roast it and then we cut it to order. We serve that with a little bit of Calabrian chili pepper chimichurri from Italy.
Okay.
So that is a little spicy, a little sweet, a little acidic from the lime. We have garlic in there, jalapenos.
That's a good size cut. I mean,
Absolutely.
That's a
So
big
12 to 14 ounce cut. I mean, we don't skimp on our portions. We have mashed potatoes. We have some French braised beans underneath that with some local kale. I mean, it's a great dish. I mean, it looks very hearty.
It is.
But it's actually like a light, refreshing dish from the chimichurri to the beans. So you have so many different flavors going on there that you just can't.
And it smells good. I'm telling you, the aromas today are out of control.
Unbelievable.
Now, this one, let's get into this, because
So
this is
this
something
is-
I wanted to eat the second I saw the picture of it.
So this is our wild mushroom tart. So it's all local mushrooms. So you have creminis, shiitakes, oysters.
Look at that.
It's a house-made tart shell. Usually a tart has sides on it, but I kind of did it like a little disc.
Okay.
So you can do a little free form with
So you
it.
can get in there a little.
Yes. And then we have a Parmesan tuile on top, which is pretty much just a Parmesan cracker. Heated in the oven at really high heat so it melts and crisps up very quickly. We have some frisee dressed with a little bit of white truffle vinaigrette and a little bit of saba on the plate, which is a natural grape must. So it's basically a natural balsamic
See,
reduction.
this is the problem. I don't eat before I come on the show because I'm afraid that I'm going to like blow up over here. But after I get off the show, you better believe I'm eating all this stuff. So it's amazing. Chef, thank you for bringing those in.
So welcome.
So I want to get into Besos history a little bit. There's some fun things that are out there, and I definitely want to give people the visual, because I had a lot of people tell me that, okay, I don't go out to Greenwich that often, but I've heard a lot about Besos and they want to go. So that was a comment that I kept getting. A good friend of mine, Dave Paola, who's actually, his office is right upstairs here, lives in East Greenwich. He loves your restaurant, was giving you high marks.
Fantastic.
So how long has Besos been there now?
We've been there for about a little over 5 years.
5 years, okay. So, and the building has gone through transformations, and it's got some fun facts and history that I
Very
saw
old
out
building.
there.
We have, I mean, it's definitely not your typical restaurant building.
Right.
This building's not meant to be a restaurant. So the kitchen's very small, so you have to work your way around that. We have a nice open kitchen, which adds to the fantastic atmosphere that we have. And the owner wants it to be the most welcoming and inviting place that you can be in. From our doors to our private room, which is her old barn doors from our old house, the chandelier to the onyx bar to our bar door from the bar outside it's unbelievable.
There was a lot of, you can tell when you go into Besos, there was a lot of thought that went into the design of the restaurant.
Yes.
And there isn't a space that you're going to turn that you don't find something unique or cool or the design's awesome. It really has a lot of thought to it. So it's one of the things I have to give you big compliments on for
Thank
that.
you.
So, Chef, tell us about, and I want to kind of you know, talk about the menu as a whole. You mentioned that it's a small kitchen, that it's an open kitchen, but you still have a great variety that you put out there and some tradition behind the menu.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm big on tradition. I'm big on the past. I'm big on respecting the chefs before me. My team, I couldn't do this food without the team that I have, so big shout out to them. They let me do what I do. I work with my hands. Every chef should create things from the ground up. They shouldn't buy things. They shouldn't, I mean, from my cheeses to all my vinaigrettes to everything. We make everything in-house. There's not one thing that we buy. All the desserts are handmade.
Really? All the desserts too?
Yep. Every single thing on the menu. We don't have a pastry chef. We all work together to build things. I bump ideas off my sous chef bumps ideas off of me, my line cooks bump ideas. I mean,
Wonderful.
everyone contributes to the bar program, to the wine program, to the food program. It's unbelievable.
So what are some of those other items that guests can find on the menu besides the things that you brought in here today?
We have probably my favorite dish on the menu besides the porchetta right now is our paella, because I mean, Besos is a Spanish word for kisses. I mean, we have to have some Spanish flair in there, and our paella is very traditional. My rice is imported right from Spain.
Really?
We make it with a sofrito, pretty much, probably bi-weekly. It's unbelievable. It's built from the ground up. We make our own chorizo. All the seafood is local, as fresh as possible. Obviously, we live in Rhode Island.
Yeah, you got it right down the
Any
road
different
from
than
that.
that. And we put this nice saffron aioli on top just to cut the richness of the dish, and it's served in the pan that we cook it in. So it comes right to you, hot, piping, in the traditional paella pan. It's fantastic. It's unbelievable.
You're not going to go wrong on the menu, that's for sure. So let's talk about this, because we're going to obviously
Yes.
say this, but then you're going to talk about what you brought back
Absolutely.
here, because this looks amazing. So what did we bring here?
So we have a gourmet. This is from France, from the Beaujolais region. It's very soft. You can eat it with anything, from the porchetta to the mushroom tart to our brick chicken to
My kind
our
of wine, you
salmon.
can have it with anything. You like that, you said that?
I mean, our wine director, Derek, is so passionate. That's what we do at Besos. I mean, we put people with passion in those prospective areas. Our beverage director loves farm fresh things and creating things. Our wine director is, we're not your typical, you're not going to see Kendall Jackson or J. Law, or you're not going to see these wines on our menu. We source our wines just like we source our food, organically, responsibly, sustainably.
So this is an organic one.
Pretty much every wine on our menu is sustainably sourced and as much as possible organic, yes.
So you mentioned you have both a wine director and a beverage director.
Yes, we do.
So are they both, and we're going to get into what the other things are,
Absolutely.
but are they both available on a regular basis to help out guests and pair along with what you menus?
Not on a regular basis, because our beverage director is so into farms and herbs and working with them. She works on farms half the time that she's not at the restaurant. So we get a lot of our stuff from the farms that she works on. Our beverage director, our wine director is a triathlete. So he is unbelievable. He just went to Europe. He finished third in the world. And he still has
Congratulations.
time
Those is wines
to,
and
it's unbelievable. He still has time to create this fantastic wine menu that's, like you said, you're not going to see the regular stuff on there, but all of our servers will direct you to what you want. It's unbelievable.
Cheers. Thank you for
Yes.
making it in today.
Thank you so much.
As we have this sip, our next thing we're going to talk about what he brought back here that's got this infused rosemary in there.
So, like I said, the first thing that I noticed, well, I ate there a lot beforehand. My wife is the assistant manager up front, Ashley.
Really?
So yes, so it's a very family-oriented place. Very warm, inviting, and that's how we want the restaurant to be
come
known
back
for.
restaurant, yeah.
You know, so when I saw the beverage program, I knew I had to step up my game for the kitchen. We do everything on the bar. So from making our own bitters to making our own shrubs to making our own infusions, we do everything. So we have a nice orange bitters for our Accidentally on Purpose. We use it in a couple other drinks also.
Accidentally on purpose.
Yes, we have a.
Kind of sums up parts of my life. I like that phrase.
Yes.
There you go.
We have a shrub, which is a combination of vinegar and sugars.
Okay.
So it balances out drinks very well, just like a bitters would do. This is an elderberry, which is going to be a little R&D for our upcoming menu. And here is a rosemary vodka.
Rosemary vodka.
in-house. We do vanilla, we do
And you do the vanilla in-house too?
bourbon. Yep, everything's made in-house.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
That's,
black
that's
walnut
very
bitters
cool.
for old
So,
fashions.
I have to imagine the cocktail list is pretty extensive.
It's unbelievable. We did pare it down a little bit because it almost got to the point where it was almost too funky. Just like the food that I like to do. I mean, I like to do funky things. I like to challenge people into getting new things. That's what I do on the weekends. And a lot of people take into consideration that I'm sourcing so much stuff from different places that they just try it because they know it's going to be good.
But that's to your credit. And we've talked a lot about this over the past few months, especially at the beginning of the summer, about sourcing locally and
Yes,
other
it's
things that are out there
hugely
you can
important.
use.
And not just local, but responsibly. You have
Well,
to
and
source
just you can't get any
responsibly.
more responsible than what you're
No,
doing here. I mean,
absolutely not.
that's unbelievable.
But
So this whole program, you're saying the majority of these things that are coming in, these are programs
90%.
you're making on your own.
Absolutely.
That's unbelievable.
Weekly to a daily basis.
Now, Chef, there's some, I've had people comment and say things to me, and I've seen pictures out there about, you guys have a very good community presence for your restaurant.
Yes.
Talk to us about some of the stuff that you've done in the community, and I think there's something coming up that I saw, right?
Yes, there is. We do about 2 or 3 times a year, we do a charity event called Chris Community Kitchen at one of our local churches right up the street. We feed upwards of 200 to 300 people.
Really?
Yep, from whoever wants to come. I mean, from the needy to the not needy to whoever wants to contribute and experience it. I mean, they're more than welcome to come.
And that church is pretty close to you,
It's
isn't it? Right
quarter
down the
mile
street.
away.
Yeah, right down the
We
street.
can walk there.
Yeah.
Dana's very involved with that. That's near and dear to her heart, so we definitely do that. The owner just wanted to create a space where everyone felt welcome in the community. She's from East Greenwich, and that's all she wants. She doesn't care about the money, the profit. She just wants people to come in and enjoy themselves. And that really invigorates your staff to do better for them. You work for some owners and they're kind of, all I want is money, 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 and that's not what we do here. I mean,
Well, and I have to say to that point is that reputation is out there, so congratulations to you, because
Thank you so
it's
much.
talked about on a regular basis that you guys are very community oriented and
Yes.
involved and out there. So we've covered kind of the menu and the atmosphere, just a little bit on the atmosphere there, but one of the questions I had was a private event space, is that you can do smaller private
We
parties,
do
right?
smaller private parties, upwards of 18 people.
Okay.
Like I said, we do have an event space off of the dining room. It's with our barn doors on it. It's very funky. It's awesome. We do small wine dinners in there, small beer dinners, small tastings. But yes, we are booking holiday parties, so please call in advance. Like I said, my wife Ashley will be there to answer the phones. Dana will be there to help you out, and we'll definitely get
Ashley,
you
now everybody's going to be calling you by name, asking for you. Events coming up. So, do you guys have any of the holidays that you're open for? Any things that you do in service?
We're open. We're not open on Thanksgiving or Christmas Eve. We are open New Year's Eve. We're actually in November. We're starting a prefix menu Monday through Wednesday for the month of November.
That's not out there yet.
Just to
Prefix
kind
menu, look at
of
that.
tie it into the restaurant week. We had such a great turnout for restaurant week that we wanted to develop a menu that more people can come in and experience that.
So that's a new thing that's going on in November.
Yes.
There you
It's
go.
starting
Do you know when that's
November
starting?
November 3rd.
November 3rd, new prefix menu starting. So is that, how many courses is it?
It's going to be 3 courses, so you're going to get a salad, an entree, and dessert. So it makes you try different things that you wouldn't normally try in a seating, because it can get a little expensive trying 3 things per person,
How long will you run that for?
For the month of November, then we're going to see how it goes, and then we might extend it, and we might not.
So we can at least put out there that we got good news. The month of November, you got a new prefix menu you can
Yes.
check out over there.
Definitely.
So we got the prefix menu, which is great news, the community involvement, which I absolutely love, the style of your menu, the beverage program that's there, history for being where you are in that area, and you said you're just reaching the 5-year
Yes.
mark of being out there. Have you guys seen something that, you go through the tourism season, you go through the local season, you guys are open year round. Is there a way that you're looking to evolve, or next steps? Is like a menu change that comes in the next year, or things you guys want to do?
We are always looking to evolve. I haven't made my best dish yet. Tori hasn't made her best drink yet, and Derek hasn't sauced his best ones yet. I mean, it's
Look at everybody's getting a shout out
It's
today.
always evolving. It's always, that's how we like it at Besos. Like we are a family, and we give everyone acknowledgement for what they do. It's not one person. It's not 2 people. It's not 3 people. It's a whole community of people that contribute to this.
Now, I was there in the summer already, but when I was there last winter, you guys had the seating outside still. There was
Yes.
right?
So I mean, obviously this weather, we just closed the patio on Friday.
Right.
And the porch is still open for some nice weather coming up this weekend. But for the patio right now, we have our rockers up with our fire pit going, and we have some appetizers out there, drinks. We provide blankets for you. So it's a nice, warm, welcoming place. I sit outside and have a glass of wine after my
I
shift.
was just going to say,
I mean,
that's what I was doing, is I was sitting in the
fantastic.
rocker
I mean,
with a glass of wine by
There's
the
no
fire.
other, we're not a summer restaurant. We have the patio and the porch outside, and our restaurant doubles in the summertime for occupancy purposes, but our bar is a beautiful onyx bar with crystal chandelier, and
Right.
we're not a fancy schmancy type of place. We still want to be very inviting and comforting, and that's what we try to do at Besos.
And they are, absolutely. So, Chef, before I let you go, my last questions, and you've heard me ask a couple chefs before you, was, and let's word it this way, so what are some of the things that you like to work with in the kitchen? Because you've got a lot of creativity that you're mentioning
Yes.
here. So is there things that are more your style that are your favorite to work with in the kitchen? And from the dishes on the menu now, if someone was coming in for the first time, what's something you say, you gotta try these 1 or 2 dishes?
I say, I mean, obviously these two, that's why I brought them today. These are, I always want to work with new and exciting ingredients. Every week I order from my farms on Mondays for Thursdays. Whatever they have, I get. And that's how I build my specials. Whatever my fishmonger has on Wednesday, I get for Friday. Whatever my meat guy has, then that's what I get for that week.
And that's all coming in right before the weekend?
It always, like, all my fish meats are always fresh, always sourced sustainably, responsibly. They're never, non-GMO, non-hormones, no antibiotics, ever. That's how I want to live my life, so I feel like that's what I should give back to the guests that come into the restaurants.
Quality. It's definitely the quality.
And we don't charge an abnormal amount for what we do. Like I said, we make everything by hand. Everything is sourced in a way where it takes a lot of time to do it, but we're still reasonably priced for everything that we have.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for taking the time to come out here today and join us. I really appreciate it, and educating us both, not just on the announcement for the prefix dinner, but the way that you guys handle the bar and the ingredients and everything you make in house. It's wonderful. So, Chef, thank you
so much.
Really appreciate it. Dana, thank you again for making it happen.
Thank you, Dana.